We're going to jump right into crazy. Into crazy. I can't remember when we last talked about the fact that there was reporting that suggested that President Trump was not taking his presidential daily briefing, otherwise known as the PDB. And lefties were freaking out about this. This is like a big deal. They didn't, I guess they think that Trump isn't working. And so, which is insane. But they don't think he's working in the way that they want him to be working, which includes getting this daily briefing. And I'm assuming, and I don't know, but I'm assuming that the reason that he's not maybe taking the briefing in the way that other people have taken the briefing is that he's just talking to his cabinet and like learning what's going on the regular. But I could be wrong. And NBC has this exclusive reporting about the PDB right here.
NBC News has exclusive new reporting that Tulsi Gabbard, the nation's highest-ranking intelligence official, is considering a major overhaul of President Trump's daily briefing to make it more like his preferred way of consuming information. And that includes creating a version that looks like a Fox News show.
So we looked back at his public schedule, and in the first several months of his presidency, that is from his inauguration until the end of May, which of course was last week, President Trump received, according to his public schedule, 14 presidential daily briefings. Now, for perspective, during his first term in office, only several years ago, he received 55 briefings in that same period of time. And according to some of his other predecessors, including President Joe Biden, received 90 in that same period of time. Now, officials we spoke with said that the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, is very aware of the fact that President Trump simply is not taking the PDB as often as he did in the past and his predecessors have. As part of that and as part of her job, she is trying to look at ways to recast the PDB, essentially to make the president want to take it more, to make it more of a form the way that he likes to consume information. As part of these discussions, Tulsi Gabbard has reached out to current and former officials. One of the ideas that has come up, Chris, has been to make it into essentially a newscast, to make it look more like the sort of information that the president likes to consume, that is Fox News. Now, at this point, there is no decision made to actually do that, but that is one of the ideas that is under discussion, Chris.
They should make it like our show. You know how we do like short bits of information and everybody's like, you can't spend more than like a minute on a topic. He should just watch our show every morning and then he would get a daily briefing.
I don't get why this is this giant.
Why it's a big deal.
The
dude watches the news. He knows what's going on. I feel like and when they talk about
speed,
yeah, maybe just a little. And when they talk about Biden getting it, like, was he awake?
Right. I mean, if that's the barometer,
yeah,
I'll take what we've got going on right now.
Totally.
Because I mean, Biden consuming his presidential daily briefing did nothing to help us to enact policy. It did nothing. And so I would rather have a do something president than someone who's like sitting there and reading some memo that NSA has put together for him.
Or just morning. Being a presence in the room. That doesn't mean he was like consuming it. He was just there.
Right.
Like a cadaver. Right.
So the reason for my name today is because Symone Sanders is one of the people who is outraged about this presidential daily briefing. And the things that she said in her rant about it are so freaking insane that they had to be shared. Take a listen.
The bar is so low. This man, the oldest man, everybody gonna talk about age? We're gonna talk about Joe Biden? The oldest man to ever be president cannot bother himself with our nation's secrets, with actually running the country. Everybody wants to say Joe Biden wasn't running the country. I know for a fact he not only read his presidential daily brief, he was engaged in the meeting, he asked questions, and he gave directives. Donald Trump won't even bother to read the iPad.
Well, especially when
I mean, the projection is at a whole other level at this point, right? I feel like it's actually not even projection. It's just a confessional at this point.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's where we are.
I couldn't, when she's talking about him being the old, you can't talk about age anymore. Like you don't get to even say anything about age ever again, ever, because you were about to put up an 82-year-old for another 4 years. No, so that they don't get to talk about
with dementia, with full blown dementia. Right. It is a confessional at this point. They're not even hiding it. It's totally insane.
It is totally insane. Look at this.
Look at that. That is our page with all of our socials. You can go to www.chicksontheright.com/links. That's what you see. And you can go to look at all those places where we're at.
Right?
Check it out. And then while you're there, you can also click subscribe to our podcast. Please do that. And then tell all of your friends. Did you guys know that Blackout Coffee is American family owned? Did you know that?
I love that about them.
And they're dedicated to delivering small batches of freshly roasted coffee right to your door. It's true. And they have flavors, you guys. What is your favorite flavor?
Oh man. I mean, it's so hard because I am enjoying the dark chocolate, but I feel like the blueberry crumble and the cinnamon crunch are a little bit above the dark chocolate.
I'm dark chocolate.
And then there's so many flavors I have yet to try.
Yeah, there's a lot I haven't tried either, but dark chocolate is still my favorite. I get like stuck on one and I'm stuck on the dark chocolate. So it's precision roasted, packed, shipped within 24 to 48 hours. So you know it's fresh. They partner with local farmers and co-ops, which makes it the highest quality coffee. And they have every coffee you're ever going to need. Like if you're a dark roast person or ice cold or, flavored person, they have everything you ever want. So go to blackoutcoffee.com/chicks, use code chicks at at checkout for 20% off your first order. It's strong coffee. It's good coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's flavored coffee. And they are unapologetically conservative, you guys. They are the best. So blackoutcoffee.com/chicks, code chicks for 20%.
And don't forget the bundles. Like if you're looking for a Father's Day, a nice little Father's Day present.
Or just for yourself. A present for treat yourself. Do it.
Treat yourself, indeed. All right, let's get to some updates and some more reaction about the horrific attack that occurred in Boulder, Colorado over the weekend. Bill Melugin with some more details about the attacker, the radical Islamic terrorist attacker, who has been plotting this attack for over a year, apparently.
That's nice.
If you could read this update from Bill Melugin.
Can't wait to read it. Breaking. New details on Colorado terror attack. Suspect is feds charge him with federal hate crime. It's good. According to federal court filings obtained by Fox News, Egyptian illegal alien Mohammed Solomon admitted in an interview that he wants to kill all Zionist people and had been planning the attack for a year, and that he would conduct the attack again if he could. Seems like a lovely gentleman. He allegedly told investigators that he waited to carry out the attack until his daughter graduated high school, and that he specifically targeted the Zionist group in Boulder after learning about them from an online search. It was premeditated. As he allegedly admitted, he knew they would gather on Sunday at 1 p.m. He arrived and he waited for them. Additionally, investigators found a black container with 14 more Molotov cocktails near the spot he was arrested in. Inside his vehicle, investigators found paperwork with the words Israel, Palestine, and USAID. This man was admitted into the country via tourist visa during the Biden administration. He overstayed, filed an asylum request, and was granted work authorization by the Biden administration, which expired at the end of March of this year.
Hence how he was here illegally.
He's an illegal. He should have never been here. And so he waited to carry out the attack until his daughter graduated high school.
I mean, priorities,
What the hell? And I'm assuming she graduated here.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he did.
She graduated probably from an American high school, no big deal.
And he's probably taught her to hate just as much as he does.
Yeah.
So this is what we're importing. This is the danger. This is what happens when you import crazy. And when there's not solid vetting and when we don't have a secure border.
Right. She's probably at a public school. You're welcome, you hag.
Kayleigh McEnany and the other ladies on Outnumbered were also talking about this, and here they are from yesterday.
We have some new details. Federal authorities releasing the charges for the man accused of setting 8 people on fire in that targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Officials say he's now being charged with a hate crime that's federally. And this is what they found. They found at least 14 unlit Molotov cocktails on his person, along with that makeshift flamethrower. The Molotovs comprised of glass wine carafe bottles or ball jars containing clear liquid and red rags hanging out of the bottles. He made these himself. In fact, it says that he researched on YouTube how to do this. And later, during an interview with the officials, the suspect stated outright, and he's talking, He stated he wanted to, quote, kill all Zionist people and wished they were all dead. He also stated that he would do it again. Emily, he also said during this interview he specifically targeted the Zionist group that had gathered in Boulder. He knew they planned to meet that day, Sunday at 1 p.m. He arrived at 12:55 and waited for them.
Just a disgusting piece of crap,
Yep,
garbage person.
Total lunatic. And, you know, people who are in the whole Free Palestine movement are like, you know, silent about it. They don't care.
Silent, or they're praising it. And in fact,
Right.
we've got a couple of videos of some really scary people to show you in just a bit. Thankfully, we have an administration that will not just bow down, accept, or tolerate this. Marco Rubio yesterday tweeted, in light of yesterday's horrific attack, all terrorists, their family members, and terrorist sympathizers here on a visa should know that under the Trump administration, we will find you, revoke your visa, and deport you.
Yeah.
And I
So
love that.
I guess that daughter who graduated from high school, she'll have to be using that in Egypt somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Good luck. Bye.
And Karoline Leavitt, on behalf of the president, made this statement to the press yesterday.
Yeah, we have seen 2 horrific cases of anti-Semitic violence in our country in the last 2 weeks, and it is unacceptable to this president and this White House. And rest assured, to all Jewish Americans across our great country, this president has your back, and he's not going to allow anyone to take part in violent terrorism. It's acts of terrorism in our country. And that's what this case in Boulder, Colorado is being investigated as. Kudos to our FBI director, Kash Patel, for immediately calling this a targeted terrorist attack. That's clearly what it was. But I'd also like to point out that this administration has done more than any administration to curb this violence and to curb illegal immigration. We secured our border in record time, but we're also tightening up our visa process and our legal immigration process. And we know that this this terrorist, was allowed into this country by the previous administration, was foolishly given a tourism visa, and then was illegally allowed to stay. These individuals are going to be deported, and we're not going to tolerate such violence in our country.
I don't understand how you could be still, and I've asked this many times before, but how you can be a Democrat and also a Jew.
It is a never-ending mystery. It really is.
Especially now. Like at this point, don't you think if you were Jewish, you'd be like, all right, I'm probably
They don't seem to like me.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to go.
But even weirder are the Jewish Democrats who support, like, they're pro-Palestine. That's what's even more amazing.
It's remarkable. It's remarkably stupid is what it is.
Yeah. It's so masochistic on every level. Amazingly, this was incredible. So Jamie Raskin was on a talk show, I think it was MSNBC, to talk about this attack. And out of nowhere and for absolutely no reason, he used this attack to tout gun control.
Okay.
The guy had 14 Molotov cocktails. Jamie Raskin is like, we need gun control. I almost couldn't believe it, but here is the segment so you can hear it for yourself.
Got to take whatever precautions and security measures we need to make sure that people can do that. That's essential. But there's been a lot of violence in our society recently, as we saw in Washington. Now we're seeing in Colorado, but we've seen it across the country. We are still in the midst of a gun violence epidemic. So we need to be acting with due concern for human life. I mean, this is why, of course, we have been fighting for a universal violent criminal background check. We are for a ban on military-style assault weapons in the country.
What the hell?
You know, our lax gun laws are a danger to everybody.
What is he talking about, dude? Actually, a good guy with a gun would have been helpful.
It would have been super helpful.
Would have been really, really helpful in this particular situation. Would have taken that asshat down.
Yeah.
That would have been nice, but that didn't happen. But this is Democrat logic, right? Like yesterday, I was saying they're going to come out and say, we need to ban Molotov cocktails. But they just skipped right over that, went straight to guns, and guns weren't even part of the situation. What in the world? Gosh, Democrats, what are you doing?
Well, and then the U.S. attorney on this case in Colorado, the acting U.S. attorney on this case in Colorado, he came out to explain more about this whole gun issue. And I'll play that for you in just a second. But first, I want to ask you and the audience if you use retinol on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then this is important information, you guys.
Yep.
OneSkin, this is the product that we use, and this for our skincare. And so OneSkin has that OS1 ingredient that was put together by like female women scientists. And this is the first peptide that they have discovered that actually does incredible anti-aging things for your skin. And if you use retinol, you probably know that it makes you more sensitive to the sun.
Yeah.
And this OS1 peptide actually boosts collagen like retinol, but without the sun sensitivity. And it strengthens your skin barrier. So it makes your skin more resilient to sun, to heat, to pollution, all at the same time as it's actively fighting aging. And so this is a really, really cool product that does multiple things. And if you use retinol, which I do, and I recommend it, I mean, that's one of those like baseline dermatological things that they recommend. But if you do, it does make your skin more sensitive to the sun. And this kind of creates that new barrier for it. And I just like their skincare. I love their face wash, which is just really, really mild. And their sunscreen is amazing. And then this, of course, is their face cream. And then they have an amazing eye cream as well. So you can help protect your skin from sun sensitivity with OneSkin. Just make sure when you're visiting their website, it's not .com, it's oneskin.co. Okay. .co. And then you can save 15% using code CHICKS at oneskin.co.
What's up with all the comments? Like one guy said, women aren't scientists. Another guy's asking if there were real women working on it. Yeah, women actually do this stuff.
My mom was a scientist.
Right.
Hello.
I know.
What?
Women can do science. I know that's hard to understand.
What in the world?
I know. Like, what is that? What's up with the comment section this morning? Come on, get it together.
What's going on with you guys?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so here is the U.S. attorney talking about the fact that Molotov cocktail radical Islamist terrorist man actually wanted to get a gun. Here's what happened.
And when he was interviewed about the attack, he said he wanted them all to die. He had no regrets, and he would go back and do it again.
God, what a jackhole.
He said that he had previously tried to purchase a firearm, but resorted to the Molotov cocktails when he could not purchase a gun because he was not a legal citizen.
Oh, so the laws were working. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Look at that.
Somebody send that to Jamie Raskin. Just let him know that we've got the laws under control there. That actually did the trick.
Unbelievable.
Oh, okay. So people are saying they're mad because I said female women scientists. Like
well, I mean, okay. But they.
So I like doubled down on all of the femality, and that's why
on the femality. Texas Tickler is always telling me to calm down. It's just every day.
Oh my gosh!
Every day he tells me to calm down, which is the right thing to do.
Who is it? Because if I see that, you know how mad I get. So if it's a joke, then let me know.
Down, telling you to calm down. Yeah.
Yeah.
She loves being told to calm down. She loves it.
Don't tell me to calm down, you guys.
I actually think it's funny, especially when my husband does it. And I'm like, you want to die today? That's good.
Right.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yesterday, we showed a lot of really ridiculous headlines about this attack and just how absolutely the media is, you just don't hate them enough. I know we've said that time and time again, but it's true.
You don't hate them enough.
And it continues. This is an actual New York Times headline. Do people not understand how to use quotation marks anymore? Is that the problem? Because what is going on right here with this New York Times headline? They say, suspect in Boulder attack was in the U.S., quote unquote, illegally. Homeland Security Department said. Why is that in quotes? Why?
Because they suck. Because the New York Times totally sucks monkey balls. Yeah.
What is going
They don't want
on?
it to be, when you don't want it to be true, you put it in quotes. We don't really want it to be true. We want him to be legal. We want it to be. No, he was here illegally. He's here illegally.
Like,
because
here,
Biden let him
without
in.
Quotes. There's no
Right.
quotes necessary.
No quotes. No
illegally.
single or double quotes are necessary at all. Gosh.
Is it me? Because like maybe I don't understand quotes.
No,
is this appropriate?
It's not you. It's them. It's not you.
Okay, because I felt like I did know what quotes.
No, suspect in Boulder attack was actually here in the U.S. illegally. No quotes necessary. Big monkey
Is it
balls,
because
indeed.
they're quoting Homeland Security?
They don't need to quote Homeland Security. If they were quoting Homeland Security, they could actually make the whole thing a quote. It shouldn't just be the word illegally.
Right.
Good Lord.
I know, it's just so ridiculous. So thankfully, there's a lot of people in the media on our side of the aisle, of course, who are calling out exactly what's going on. These pro-Palestinian groups on campuses and elsewhere are terrorist organizations, period.
Yep.
And our friend Scott Jennings talked about this yesterday.
Well, I mean, this is horrific. And what more do we need to see, Jake, before we realize this Free Palestine movement is nothing more than a domestic terror organization right now? I mean, we had the killings in Washington a couple of weeks ago. We have this issue in Colorado. We've seen, the activities on college campuses now for months and months and months and months. The rise of anti-Semitism in America, the rise in the number of people who have come to America who hold anti-American views, anti-Western views, and anti-Semitic views, and are now willing to act on it. It is absolutely outrageous. And I think as a society, we need to understand we are dealing with domestic terrorism. It's growing more violent by the day. And if we don't deal with it, these kinds of things are going to keep happening in cities all over the place. It's awful. And we need to come to grips with the fight that we're in right now in America, a fight for the future of our country and the future of Western civilization.
Yeah. And then Jake Tapper's like, I'm going to call you an Islamophobe, and then I'm going to wait till like 10 more acts of terror happen. Then I'm going to write a book about it and about how there's too much terror in the country. I'm going to do that because I'm Jake Tapper.
He's going to do an expose on how the pro-Palestine protesters were actually really violent.
They're really terroristy, you guys. But I found it out later. But they were hiding it from us. They were hiding it.
If only they would have shown us in some way that they meant business.
Yeah, they don't ever show it. It's just so hard to see. It's really hard because I'm a douche.
Well, and who could know when they say things like from the river to the sea? How are you supposed to know?
Who could know when they say I want to kill all of the people? I want to kill you.
Why do they have to be so vague?
I'm just gonna wait till my daughter graduates from high school, but I want to kill all of you.
Kill all the Zionists. Mm-hmm. I mean, that has some vagueness, and we need Jake Tapper to sort it out for us.
Yeah, just wait like 5 or 6 years, and then he'll finally tell us what's what in a book.
Guy Benson also saying what's what.
Pro-Palestine movement is a violent movement. The rhetoric is violent. They justify violence. Apparently. They celebrate violence, and increasingly they are engaging in violence, not just over there. Here in the United States, it's a disgrace, and it has to stop.
Yeah. And shirtless. Why do they have to be shirtless? Why? Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, I don't know why that had to happen.
Violent and shirtless. Totally.
I don't know. I wonder if that'll be a part of the eventual reporting on that story, is why he took off the shirt. Why did we have to see that?
I don't know, but nobody wants to see it.
Nobody
he didn't want his clothes to catch on fire, Harley Cat, which,
So just his skin? He just wanted his skin to catch on fire. Okay. I wish it had, honestly. I wish it had.
Mm-hmm.
But I will tell you what people do want to see, and that is The Last Rodeo. And you can. It's out, you guys. It's out right now. Daisy and I got to see a pre-screened version of it, which was super cool. But we'd absolutely go to any Angel Studios movie that is ever released ever. These, of course, are the same. This is the same film company that made Sound of Freedom, which was absolutely amazing. They did that After Death movie about what happens to you after you die, which was also really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now this and others. I mean, they've got TV shows, they've got films. All the projects that they work on are just wholesome, or they're a positive message, or they're an important message in some way. But the biggest thing that you can count on is that they're family friendly, and that you, as a premium guild member, if you decide to become one, have a say in the productions that get made from here on out. You actually have a vote, because so many, filmmakers bring ideas to Angel Studios for different films, and then they take those to their guild members and they say, which one of these sounds interesting to you? And you actually have a voice. They actually base those decisions on what their premium members say, which is really, really cool. When you sign up to become a premium member, you also get 2 free tickets to The Last Rodeo and any other film that they release into theaters. And you can become a member by visiting angel.com/chicks. You know who else is in Last Rodeo is Bubba Gump. I mean,
oh
Bubba
my gosh, that's right.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's right. The Bubba from Forrest
Bubba.
Gump.
Yeah. So my Kelty Williams or Williamson, one of those two. One of those is his name. I just know him as Bubba. Anyway, angel.com/chicks. Do it. Unfortunately, there are a lot of crazy people out there who watched what happened. Elderly people who were peacefully marching in honor of the hostages that Hamas took in Gaza. They were set on fire, and yet still we have crazy people who are like, that's not anti-Semitic. What are you talking about? Here is an example.
So I was a block away in Boulder to the incident that happened today. I do not condone violence at all. But please, I beg, please stop saying that this was anti-Semitic. It was not. They weren't targeted because they were Jewish.
Oh my God.
They were targeted because they're out there every day promoting war crimes by a foreign government.
Oh my God.
It wasn't because they were Jewish.
What did he say? What did he say? Who did he say he wanted to kill, Mock?
Zionists.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, what is that? What is that? What is that exactly?
I mean, she's trying to say, well, they were out there calling for the demise of innocent Palestinians or whatever. No, they're not. They're out there marching for the freaking hostages.
For the hostages.
You absolute idiot.
Yeah, wow. She is an anti-Semite.
Yeah. And she's like, I beg you, don't say that it was targeted against Jews. That's not what it was about. Really? Okay.
Yeah, okay. This is the thing. I get so worried about our country when I see crap like that.
Oh, you're about to get more worried then, because this guy that you're about to see, this is exactly who the FBI needs to set their sights on. This is freaking whack. And what's funny about what you're about to hear from this 41-year-old man is that as he describes himself, he's showing all of us that he is predictably the very kind of person that would commit acts of violence. Here he is.
Would you put your life on the line for the Palestinian people? Like, this is something I've been thinking a lot about. I'm 41 years old. I have no kids. I have no wife.
Shocker.
I have no girlfriend. I am doing a job that anybody can learn to do. I'm not using my college degree for anything. And I'm really not accomplishing anything. I'm just yelling into the void every day. And I started thinking, like, if some country came out and said, hey, we've got all the weapons, we just need bodies to go in and protect the Palestinian people and fight back the evil Zionist forces, would I go? And I'm starting to think that the answer is probably yes. Yes, I would go and lay down my life for the Palestinian people.
Oh my God.
Because at least then my life would have some real use. I'd be accomplishing something good. And if I died, I would die fighting evil, and that's not such a bad way to go out, I've been shot at before, multiple times actually. And I've shot plenty of guns in my life. It's something I'm pretty familiar with doing, so I don't necessarily want to take anybody's life. But sometimes I feel like that maybe is the only option that's left. If people just are not going to stop killing until they themselves are no longer in the world, then what options do you really have?
You have a lot of, there's actually a lot more options than that.
That guy's cuckoo.
He's very cuckoo. So many people need Jesus, you know? I'm just putting that out there.
But I mean, he's ultimately admitting when you don't have family, when you don't have purpose, you resort to crazy.
You resort to terrorism. Yeah, you resort to terrorism. Yeah.
I mean, that the FBI needs to be watching dudes like that. Because yikes.
Yeah.
And then the FBI also obviously needs to keep their eyes on the actual radical Islamic weirdos that are already in the country and who are actual Americans. This is a guy from, I think he's an imam officially from Staten Island. And he's very clear about what their wishes are.
This movement and the occupation of Palestine has never been weaker. It has never been more precarious. People are still, you have, unfortunately, some politicians who are still defending the right for Israel to defend itself, but you have other folks who are saying that Israel no longer has a right to exist. And I believe that it's high time that we start unifying around a very clear message that Israel must be abolished. And we cannot settle for anything less. It's everything or nothing. Like, they will not, the Zionists will not rest until they change the Quran. The Zionists will, look at what they're doing to Epic City. Look at what, that's a New York Zionist, Amy Meckelberg. Look at what she's doing to our communities in Texas, right? Look, you guys know, especially those who are on the ground and involved in the activist scene, it's everything or nothing. It might be the final boss fight, right? There's so much at stake. Our ability to be Muslims, to call Islam what it is, to say the takbir, to recite the Quran. A maximalist Zionist world is a world in which Muslims do not exist. And we know that Allah has promised us victory. We know that Allah is with us and that He will deliver us. All we have to do is try. There are martyrs. When one day we tell the story of how Zionism fell and how Israel ceased to be and it was abolished, we will tell the story of Mahmoud Khalil. We will tell, they are the heroes, the people who rose to the top when it was hard, when it was risky, when it wasn't sure. And if we're able to do that, then I have zero doubts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will topple the Zionist regime within not just our lifetimes, but within the decade. I think really, it really is possible.
Yeah, no, God wins. Nope.
What's so interesting about that to me is that he's projecting that that Zionists want to change or do away with Islam. Israel is the only place where Muslims and Jews live and coexist peacefully.
And they want that. Yeah, they're happy with that.
That's exactly right. So Israel is the one place that can happen. And they're trying to say if it were up to the if it were up to Zionists, then Muslims wouldn't exist. Dude, that is the worst projection ever. The worst.
Yeah. And when he talks about Texas, they want to go into Texas and they want to it's sort of like the transformation of America. You know, what was it that Obama said? The fundamental transformation. Mm-hmm. They want to do that. They want to create a fundamental transformation of America with Islam, you know, and
thank you, but
no, not even thank you. No. A big hell no. You don't get to do that here. You're not going to do it. It's like they've already started doing it in other places. We talked about this at length the other day. No.
Because we see what happens. You see the outcomes. Nobody wants this, you know? And I thought this was a really interesting cartoon that somebody posted. This is the Louai Ahmed, I think, said this picture is the most accurate description of what is going on in the world right now. And it shows Israel as this crumbling dam that is preventing radical Islam from completely swallowing Europe whole.
And it will.
It's really the world. It's not even just Europe. It is the world.
Right. I totally agree.
Gosh,
the UK has fallen. The UK is done.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
done. And we're next if we don't fight back against this shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're next.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not even about Jews. That's just that's just the first line. That's the front line.
They don't like Christians. They don't. And
absolutely.
It just kills me when I see Christians out there going, "Oh, it's fine. And free Palestine." It's like, really? You think they're going to love you? Okay. We'll see how that works out for you. I don't want to wait around to see how it works out for me because I know how it ends, and no.
She's a big fat no on that, in
Big
case
fat
you
no.
were
Yep.
not. But I know that she's a big fat yes on Omaha Steaks. She eats that
Totally.
like every. What are you having today? I can
Um,
guarantee it's steak.
Well, actually, no, I'm going to have a burger.
Oh, okay. All
I'm
right.
going to have a burger.
All right. Switching
waiting
it
for
up.
me in the freezer, ready to pop into my air fryer every
Is
day.
it a smash
guys.
burger? Because the smash burgers now.
The smash burgers are amazing, but I'm having a regular burger.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it. I'm dreaming about it already, you guys.
I mean,
So
it is
excited.
early, but like,
I know.
is it too early to enjoy a burger?
No.
Who made the rules on this? That's what I want to know.
Listen, I'm an adult. I do what I want.
Well, Omaha Steaks does have delicious steaks and burgers, and now smash burgers, which are absolutely incredible. But they
So
also have
good.
stuff that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like the chicken breasts, like the seafood. Their seafood is actually really, really fantastic.
That's your jam.
And I don't know if we've mentioned that every single bite that you take of an Omaha Steaks product is backed by 100% unconditional money back guarantee. So if you don't like something, you can call Omaha Steaks and you can say, I did not enjoy that particular item, and they will refund you. That is how much they believe in their products. That's how much we believe in their products. It's why we're so glad that we partner with them. And this is an easy peasy Father's Day gift. It's a slam dunk every time. Whatever package you happen to put together for your dad or for the dad in your life for Father's Day from omahasteaks.com, guaranteed that they will love it. And when you use code CHICKS, you're going to get an extra $35 off. omahasteaks.com, code CHICKS.
And yes, you can eat dessert first.
Yeah, you can.
You can have the apple tartlets first and then a burger. See, because you're adults. Do what you want.
And then sides, like if you want a snack. Who says that you can't have a pepper jack risotto cake ball thing
YOLO
for an afternoon snack? Nobody says that you can't.
You do you.
As I mentioned on Friday, I warned everybody, you guys, this weekend begins Pride Month.
Ugh.
And it has begun. We've got some good news and some bad news about it. First, there's this ridiculous ad, which just had music in the background, which I cut out just for copyright purposes. But the NFL released its Pride Month ad. Do you just want to like read it as the screenshots go by?
Sure.
Here it is.
Yeah, here we go. Football is gay, lesbian, beautiful, queer, life, exciting. I can't read all those things. Freedom, American, accepting, everything. Football is for everyone. And then it has a rainbow NFL proudly supports the Trevor Project. LGBTQ youth with at least one accepting adult have 40% lower risk of attempting suicide. The trevorproject.org/donate. Okay, there you go. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Football is gay?
Football is gay. Why are you gay?
Can we just,
Why?
They
feel
would have
like
been so much better just not saying anything. There was no reason to just say anything at all. This is so stupid.
Every single company is gay right now. Everybody's gay. And it's like, and then normal gays are like, can we not? Can we just
I know. Normal gays are like,
not-
we just want to be left alone and
you
just be gay and
not,
private.
I just want to be gay by myself and you just not be gay because you're not gay. Just
It's just
stop.
so dumb.
Stop trying to be gay
So
when
dumb.
you're not gay. Yeah.
Now there is some good news, I guess you can say, and that is that companies do seem to be less compelled
Less gay.
to be like super gay this month.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like we've seen in years past, companies rushing to be like as gay as possible, as rainbowy as possible. But there's a noticeable dampening of that, I guess I would say, this
The
year.
pendulum is
And
coming back. Yeah.
yeah, maybe there people are noticing, and including people who are not happy about it, like this woman.
Breaking news from downtown Philly. There is limited Pride merch in stores. We are officially living we have been officially living in Trump's America. Anyways, happy Pride Eve.
Okay. So Philly is apparently less gay, I guess.
So they need merch to be like,
they need so many rainbows.
She needs merch to show people that she sleeps with women. Why do you need merch for that? I don't need merch to be like, I'm straight. I don't need merch. It's so stupid.
You don't need a parade?
You know what that is? That's so gay, is what it is.
Well, and Target used to be the worst offender, and now they have completely changed their showrooms. So instead of showing a lot of Pride merch, and in fact, they have very little, if any, Pride merch now, they now have a Yay USA America themed section that has replaced the Pride section, which is fantastic. This is the lead up until the 4th of July. It makes perfect sense. And I love it.
I'm all about it too. This is the way it should be. Because, gay, straight, we're all freaking Americans.
That's right. But again, there are some people who are unhappy about it, like this woman.
Happy Pride Month. In my Target that used to have the Pride section, it's now all USA.
Yeah.
Yay. It's an American summer. Except for tourism, because tourism's down because no one wants to come here. USA, woo! And honestly, my dad served in the military, and I'd love to be really proud of this nation, but it's hard to be proud of it under Donald Trump. But hey, while you're here, pick up a USA bikini. Why not?
That looks cute. I would totally wear that cover up.
Yeah, Target's really taken this anti-DEI thing to another level.
You're a miserable bitch. I'm sorry, everybody was thinking it. You're welcome.
I actually do have a very patriotic bathing suit, and I love it. I love all the America stuff.
I was at Walmart yesterday, and they have, and I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it more than ever. I'm going to buy it so hard now because they have this giant foam Uncle Sam hat.
Ooh.
That is humongous, you guys. I'm buying it so hard. I'm buying it today, just because that woman irritated the crap out of me. So if you
don't wear it like 4th of July week every single day,
I'm buying it. I'm buying it and I'm wearing it, and it's bigger than me. I love it.
Oh my gosh, I want one.
It's so America. And you know what? If you don't like America, buy. Nobody's keeping you here. What is there not to love? Seriously. That's why everybody's clamoring to get into this country. Why do you think so many illegals are here? She's so miserable. People like that, it's just, I don't understand. I just don't understand them, but can't get out.
Yeah. Now, this is a clip from last year's June Pride Month, but it's an oldie but a goodie. It's just like one of those that like you want to be all America'd out. I don't even know if there's enough America stuff for you to look as America as this person looks gay. Okay, this is a decked out, super gay loving person. Oh my gosh. And so there was a Man on the Street interview with her, and here is how that went.
Excited about Pride Month.
Well, obviously, queerness, gayness, and being fabulous in general, and celebrating everybody's diversity is very important in New York City. Very important to a lot of people who live here, and this month means a big fucking deal to us.
And when did you realize that you were gay or queer?
I'm straight.
No way! Oh my god, that's hysterical.
I mean, she just wanted to be an ally. She was just a lying
ally. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot.
She's all on board, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There is a trans person who is very upset about the cuts to federally funded gender affirming care that are included in the Big Beautiful Bill. Mm-hmm. And I guess this person is trying to garner sympathy from the masses by asking us, is that what we really want?
So you're telling me that if the Big Beautiful Bill passes, I will lose everything. I will lose the bottom surgery that I have been on a wait list for 2 years. I will lose my testosterone. All gender affirming care. Gone. Just gone.
Yeah.
And y'all are okay with that.
Yep.
You think that trans people shouldn't exist.
No, that's not what we said.
So you're trying to eradicate our health care.
No, just don't want to pay for it.
That's
I
all.
thought you cared about kids because, like, they're about to die.
You're not a kid. You seem pretty adult to me with a what's up with the bull rings? What is it? We've seen like 2 of those in a row now. What is that?
Thing. It's a thing.
It's like a beacon. You can see it from so far away. It's like you can lead them around so easily. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, just take care of your business.
Right.
It's not my business. You just take care of it. Don't make me call you weird made up pronouns. I'm not going to play your game, but you're more than welcome to go play it on your dime away from me.
Right.
That's all.
I don't want to pay for your abortions. I don't want to pay for your bottom surgery. Somebody just said, you didn't pay for my boobs. Right. Somebody decides they want new bolt-ons, pay for that yourself.
That's right.
Each their own, right? If you're going to want to do something down there, I'm not paying for it.
That's all. But you have access. You can stay on your little waiting list. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. Bravo to you.
Have it.
Go be on that list.
And then hilariously, this video, oh my God, this girl is so clueless. So she wants you to know that if you're a Trump supporter, you don't get to have Pride Month, you guys. You don't get to.
Like a lot.
If you voted for Donald Trump, I just want to let you know, no matter how many drag brunches you go to, it's still just the month of June for you. Like, it's not Pride for you. It's just June.
Okay. That's great. We like June. June is great. It means it's the beginning of summer. We're cool with that.
And then the whole thing about no matter how many drag brunches you go to, I'm going to go to drag brunches so that I can lay a claim to Pride Month.
Right.
I'm good.
Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Are you guys doing that? What is she talking about?
I don't know anybody that's doing that.
No, we're just happy to have June. June is great.
I feel like anybody that is a Trump supporter purposefully stays away from drag brunches.
We stay away from just drag anything at this point.
I mean, some drag is fine.
Really?
You know what I mean?
It's fine. You can have it. At this point, I'm too old for that crap. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to drag anything.
I'm still going to watch. What's the movie with Nathan Lane? Birdcage.
Oh, the Birdcage. Yeah.
I will watch and enjoy that all the time. And that kind of drag, I'm down.
Mrs. Doubtfire drag? That's drag too, right?
Yeah.
I'll watch that too. All right.
Then that's what I mean. Like some of it is like fine and good and all meant in good fun. Mm-hmm. The stuff with kids? No, absolutely not.
Nope.
All right, moving on. We need to talk. This is actually from Friday, and we just didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday. But you guys remember Anthony Weiner?
Oh my
right?
God, do we ever?
Who can forget?
Yes.
Who can forget, really? He's back, and he is wanting to run for New York City Council, which is actually where he got his start in politics before ultimately rising to the level of, congressman from New York. And then obviously having a huge downfall because he's a giant perv. That used to be a thing, like where if you were a giant perv and you were found out, then typically you would be sort of ostracized from society. Now, if you're Glenn Greenwald, you're elevated. It's like a whole new world.
It is. Welcome to politics in 2025.
I mean, it nothing makes sense anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But Anthony Weiner is trying to make a comeback. And so he was on The View because of course, and he decided that he would make a joke at first when they introduced him about Kamala Harris being in the same chair that he is in and whether or not that was like bad luck. Here he is.
Hoping to return to politics in the same office where he started his political career, New York City Council. So please welcome the very contrite Anthony Weiner.
Thank you.
Am I right when I say contrite?
Yeah. By the way, was this where Kamala Harris was sitting when she blew up her campaign? Was this the spot?
It was right there.
I hope I don't have the same fate.
Oh my God. So he's a registered sex offender, right? Because that tracks.
Yes. Yeah, in fact, Anna Navarro listed out like to his face in front of the audience, here's everything, here's all the gross stuff you did. And then said, what do you have to say for yourself? Essentially, like how are you going to convince people that you're worthy of seeking political office? And he's a politician through and through. So he's pretty good, I guess, as you can be about answering. Yeah, at answering that question. You guys can decide for yourselves, particularly those of you in New York, whether or not this matters to you. But here she is describing all of his things and then him explaining himself.
Had numerous of them. You resigned from Congress in 2011 over a sexting scandal. 2 years later, you stepped down from the mayoral race after sexting again under the alias Carlos Danger. And then in 2016, you sent lewd texts to a minor and served 15 months in prison, in addition to becoming a registered sex offender. So with all that said, why do you think, or why should New Yorkers give you a chance at a political comeback?
Well, let me just say this. I mean, all of that happened, and I accept responsibility for it. You won't hear me do what some other people in public life have done, Donald Trump or Andrew Cuomo or Eric Adams.
Oh, my God.
I'm a victim. They persecuted me for no reason. I was dealing with very serious problems. I was dealing with what I now understand to be addiction. I lost my brother Seth to addiction. And I accepted. I didn't ask for a trial. I pled guilty, served my time in prison, served in a halfway house, served probation, went to try to do good work for the formerly incarcerated. And I guess what I'm saying to people is, maybe don't vote for me in spite of what they know about me, but maybe consider that journey, that idea that we all go through things and we come out the other side. And also, what does it mean? You know, I'm Jewish, but they have this notion in Catholicism around you suffer for a reason so you can be of service at the other end. And now if I can be of service, and I'm a damn good politician. I come up with answers. Yep. I talk to people directly.
You are.
I don't try to butter over things. I try to be direct. Then why shouldn't I? And if it's just because I have bad things in my past, that's not a good enough reason. I mean, look, all I can ever be is who I am right now.
What a complete con artist this guy is.
Right?
And they're like, you are a good politician.
You're so good.
You're
I mean, he is a good politician.
Yeah, you're a Democrat, so I don't know.
You should run for president. I'm surprised you're not just promoting him.
He'll probably become senator because Democrat. It tracks. Total double standard. Seriously, this is who the Democrat Party is now. Anthony Weiner.
So do you think his comeback will be successful?
Yes, I do. I really do. Because they're desperate. They're desperate. They're gross. They're pathetic. This totally tracks. He's a registered sex offender. And they are like, oh my God, all these people are so bad. But he's okay because this is a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. Okay.
And if anything, we shouldn't vote for him in spite of it, but because of it.
Because of his sex offenses. We should vote for him because of it. I can't. It's just, you can't make this shit up. You can't.
You can't.
This is who their bench is. This is who they got. Okay. All right.
So also, in addition to their deep, deep bench, Democrats are also trying to have a go at, I guess, creating social media buzz and trying to make Trump mad all at the same time. So perhaps you've heard of their new trolling mechanism, and it is the use of the word taco. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but taco stands for Trump always chickens out. I don't even know who originally coined the term, but it was coined specifically because of Trump's actions on tariffs. So like he'll put out a thing saying, I'm charging a zillion dollars in tariffs or zillion percent in tariffs. And then he'll back off when that country comes to the table, because that's how negotiations work. But Democrats want to make Trump mad, and they feel like attacking his courage or his bravery in some way is the best way to do it.
It's
so juvenile, right?
It's not only juvenile, the guy was shot in the head and stood up and said fight, and you're gonna attack his courage.
You're gonna say that he's a chicken. Okay.
Eric Swalwell. I can't.
Yeah, so Eric Swalwell decided to get on this trend, and he released this idiotic video with that same idiot who's constantly saying, what the F is up with this? This is what they do now. So here is the latest from Eric Swalwell.
Hey, Congressman.
Button your shirt.
Trying to help you? What the fuck is up with Trump always chickening out on tariffs?
Oh my God. It's so gross. Gross.
Anything else? Nope, that's it.
Oh my God, I'm so gross. Like, that is the cringiest, grossest video.
Like, don't you just have all the secondhand embarrassment?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
yeah,
so uncomfortable.
And he doesn't have any. That's what's just so remarkable is he's not embarrassed at all. He farted on live television and he banged a spy, a Chinese spy. And then he does that. And he has the
showing his chest.
He's like, close that up. Nobody, like, we're all puking. Like, seriously. And then he's eating in front of us. He's so disgusting in every way.
Yeah.
Am I the only one? Like, seriously, I
No.
feel sick to my stomach. He's so
It's
gross.
gross.
And then he has the audacity to call out the courage of our president. Are you kidding me, dude? Okay. All right.
That's a cage match I want to see.
Me
That
too.
is a cage match I want to see.
I'd pay big money for that. Yeah.
Speaking of horrific Democrat congresspeople, Jasmine Crockett, I know we played a bunch of her clips yesterday, but she wants us to believe something that's absolutely unbelievable. I will let her explain herself.
Gross. So gross.
It's become clear as I have been out in various cities throughout this country where I've had Republicans walk up to me and tell me how much they like me. Tell me that they
you haven't. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Who?
Come on.
You'd be surprised. Oh, yeah.
Really? Name
I don't
them.
buy it. I do
Jasmine,
not buy it.
we want you to name some names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to know.
I don't buy it for a second.
I
Don't
wanna
buy
know who that- I want to know who they are because I'm not buying it either.
And neither did the dude that was interviewing her. Clearly, he was like, "You can't be serious."
He's like, nobody likes you, let alone Republicans. Are you kidding me? I don't like you.
This clip of Will Smith was floating around yesterday about how he wants to, or he's hoping for a cleansing of the United States of a specific group of people. Here he is to explain.
Oh, yeah.
And as painful as it is to hear Donald Trump talk, and as embarrassing it is as an American to hear him talk, I think it's good. We get to hear it, we get to know who people are, and now we get to cleanse it out of our country.
Apparently, that was from 2016, from a speech he gave in Dubai.
Oh, wow. Okay,
Yeah.
why was it floating yesterday?
It was, I don't know, it was floating around yesterday, but I looked to see what the source was, and that's apparently the source. But imagine how he feels about it now.
Yeah,
He
that's
said
actually
that-
really, really satisfying to me.
Right. If he said that in 2016 and he wanted to cleanse us, cleanse the world of MAGA supporters, imagine how he's in the fetal position on the floor now, knowing what happened.
I love that.
Me
I
too.
love
In
it.
2020, you can suck it, Will.
Mm-hmm.
You and your crazy family. Yeah.
Does he do things?
Anything? Yeah. I don't know.
These days?
Didn't he punch somebody? Didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Like after the Chris
After the
Rock punch,
punch?
did he ever do anything after that?
No, I think he just kind of lost a lot of credibility. He just spends his gobs and gobs of money that he has.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. He and his wife, that don't they have like an open marriage, and they talk about that a lot, and then she has like red table
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
Is that still a thing?
I think she still has the red table talk thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, what else is their daughter going to do? It's not like they get real jobs in that family.
That's true.
you know?
That's true.
Right.
The delusion on the left is, I mean, obviously Will Smith was deluded back then in 2016 when he said that, but the Democrats currently, leftists currently, are so radically misinformed and uninformed that it's almost breathtaking. And this was an example that was going around TikTok the other day of just, like some random person who is so utterly wrong on the border issue that you just almost can't believe it. Like, you can't believe that in this age of information that anyone can be this uninformed. And yet
We never had open border policies. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Second of all, Trump had the same border policies in the years prior. Biden never changed the border policies from Trump's border policies.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. You don't
understand.
understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, you don't.
the border policies that were in place while Biden was in office, guess what? They're the same border policies that DJ had. Oh my God, his first term. That's crazy.
Why are people so stupid?
I don't know.
And
like
she,
that, I just
she voted, and she voted like that.
Probably so.
Yeah, she walks among us, William. What like?
And she's one of so many. That's
so
the
many.
problem.
Oh my God, you guys! It's just not.
Doesn't it just give you such a headache?
It does. It gives me like a borderline migraine when I see the stupidity in some of these kids. Somebody needs to sit her down and just go, let me just explain things to you. That's not how this works.
Right. Have you heard of executive orders ever? Like, is that a word that's in your vocab? Wow. Yeah. Anyway, just wanted to share that.
And she doesn't live anywhere near a border state either.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not experienced anything.
Utterly insulated.
Right.
Yeah. Ashley Biden is, I don't know how active she's been up to now on Instagram, but she is active on Instagram, and she is in defense mode of her parents. And so she posted this photo of them on the beach saying, I'm so grateful, too grateful to be angry about all the bullshit. Hit the jackpot with these two.
Yeah.
She said about her parents.
She did with the money. I mean, that's why she keeps her mouth shut about stuff, because jackpot is right. Indeed. You get a lot of money from them, don't you, sweetheart?
And then she wrote a big giant diatribe, which I would like you to read
to
the audience. Here is page 1 of the diatribe.
Here we go. The only cover-up of this family is a beach cover-up. The truth is, Dad gave us all to America and continues to this day. He never gave up on you, and he listened to all of you, and he acted. The man has led his life by actions, not words. He aged, yes, as we all do, and the stress of the presidency accelerates. But he was always more than capable of doing the job, and a damn good one. He worked harder than anyone I have ever known.
And then there's more coming.
This is such bull crap. He took his duty and sacred obligation to this country very seriously. The noise is so damn disrespectful and untrue, and it's just that noise static created by those committed to perpetuating and profiting from some real BS. Get lost with your anonymous sources and fake news. And I'm super grateful for the love and support over the past few weeks. We, like any family, chose hope during times of great despair, uphill battles, and we continue to choose hope. That's what Dad taught and gave us. And all your love and support continues to give him hope for his own healing, for this country he loves so. He so loves, and for the world he united. U.S. Was it the U.S. heart? Please note, if you are disrespectful in the comments, you will be deleted and blocked. I wish you peace. Deuces. She just needs, she needs the gravy train to keep coming, doesn't she?
I mean, listen, I understand loyalty to your parents. That's fine. But maybe don't speak out on this particular issue that literally every person with eyes and ears knows what we saw. You can't deny just the reality of the incompetence of your dad. You can't.
We also know what was in your journal. So
we do.
We know what was in your journal, Ashley. We know. And it sucks that you take money over, just admitting what was in your journal. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't mean to freak everybody out, but I get freaked out by sort of end of world Armageddon, sort of apocalyptic scenarios. And so this clip was floating around yesterday. It's a News Nation journalist by the name of Ross Coulthart who claims that an apocalyptic event is going to happen in 2027. And so here he is giving the details as
there's certainly something going to happen in 2027, and I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I've also heard 2034, and I've also heard other dates, much later. But depends who you talk to. Some people say it's a pole reversal. Some people say it's an asteroid hitting the planet. Some people say it's AI reaching quantum, and then all of a sudden we lose the capacity to have control of our own computer systems. I have no idea. What I am aware of is that everybody's telling me we're on borrowed time. And I cannot begin to emphasize how serious a look I get when I say to people who are confiding in me, what's the timescale on this? And they're urging me to be urgent. They're saying to me, people need the right to know this. They have a right to know this. And I'm going, well, what are we talking about? And I feel like shaking these people and saying, for God's sake, just bloody tell me. And they are all constrained by their national security oaths. They want the public to know this.
I think it's an asteroid because I've read, because I read something the other day about an asteroid is like plummeting towards Earth and it may or may not hit us in the next like year or two. And I was like, I feel like, and I probably should have saved the article and like sent it to you and we could have talked about it on the show. But then I just was like, well, I guess nobody's talking about this. So I'm not going to talk about it either. But I feel like that's kind of a big deal.
The sweet meteor of death is finally upon us.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I feel like that's
honestly, that would be the best way to go.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean?
I think it would be an asteroid or something. And but the thing that would suck, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, is if it hit if it just hit part of our country or part of the world and not all of the world. You see what I'm saying? If some of us had to survive that and others didn't, that would suck. It just needs to hit everybody and just be gone, and then I can go meet Jesus, you know?
Right. I mean, that's the thing. No one left behind. That's just the quickest way to.
Right. I just want to, that's how.
And sometimes, sometimes it seems welcome.
Oh yeah. There's
sweet meteor of death.
Right. Do I have to save so much for retirement? I mean, really, honestly.
Right. Then we can all stop worrying about that stuff.
Can I just go and just get that neat vacation? Honestly, let's just get a little crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And one of the things that you heard him mention is that, one of the possibilities is, of course, that we lose control of our computer systems because of AI and how quickly it is progressing. And this video that you are about to see entirely made with AI.
Scroll through the AI video subreddit, I'm like, whatever. But when I see this video I'm in right now, I'm like, we're cooked.
Sure, there might still be some details and idiosyncrasies that give away this isn't a real video, right? But it's getting very close, very fast, and we're cooked for sure.
I mean, sooner or later, most people won't be able to tell what's real and what's AI. Probably sooner, which means we're cooked.
Creating like such realistic scenes with people who are like so real is so easy now, and like, not gonna lie, we're cooked.
I'm literally standing in a kitchen created by a prompt. So do I really need to say it?
No, man, you don't.
We're cooked. We're cooked.
4 hours it took to make that for no cost.
Yeah, that's it.
We are cooked, you guys.
Yeah, we're cooked.
I mean,
yeah, because people are going to start using that for harm. They're going to start putting like political leaders and stuff in it, and they're going to start using it for their own political gain. And
who knows? Maybe we'll eventually have a leader who is completely AI generated, and nobody will know.
Nobody will know. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah. Thankfully, we've got some countries who have in their populations people like Trump supporters, people who are recognizing these are some scary times, and scary times are cause for real leadership. And thankfully, in the Polish election that happened yesterday, or the day before rather, they chose correctly by the tiniest of margins. And we've got, I think it's MSNBC who's hating to report that the new Polish president, who is Karol Nawrocki, is very Trumpy. And here they are telling all about it.
Yeah, Chris, Karol Nawrocki is 42 years old, a right-wing historian who trained as a boxer and has never held office before. During the campaign, he tried to present himself as a tough guy with posting images of himself at shooting ranges and boxing rings. It's been described as a victory for European conservatives inspired by Donald Trump. Nawrocki was mostly an unknown 6 months ago. In the final days of the campaign, there were numerous allegations regarding his contacts in the criminal underworld involving gangsters and prostitutes, but clearly those accusations did not harm him. A while back on X, he said media slander did not destroy President Trump, and he will not destroy Karol Nawrocki either. He's made it clear that he will be a problem for the Prime Minister, Donald Tusk. Tusk is a pro-European centrist trying to follow through on his more progressive legislative agenda. But now Nawrocki says he will stop him in whichever way he can and cause as much gridlock until the next elections in 2027 so that his party, the Law and Justice Party, can sweep back into power. Donald Tusk will struggle to fulfill his promises like liberalizing the very strict abortion laws in Poland. And Poland, of course, is a key country for both NATO and the EU. And so for its allies, this is not good news. Nawrocki has criticized what he said was excessive interference in Polish affairs by the European Union.
So that was by the skin of their teeth, just kind of like our election, right? I mean, our election, for all intents and purposes, was close. Not
it was
as
a win.
close,
But
it was a win. Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
win. So,
Yeah.
you know, tides are turning. We've got Meloni in power, obviously Argentinian President
Yep.
Milei.
Yep.
You know, there's some positive, strong leadership. And
I love that. That's great. The
That's a positive.
conservatism is kind of, I don't say kind of, it's rising. People are sick of the woke.
Yeah. And it's
I
bearing out still in polls nationally here at home, much to the chagrin of nerdy guy Harry Enton on CNN.
Donald Trump presidency, that you expect that Democrats would have this massive lead on the economy. It ain't so. It ain't so. The party that is closest to your economic views, in November of 2023, it was the Republicans by 11 points. Now it's still within that range, still within that margin of error. Plus 8-point advantage for the Republican Party. How is that possible, Democrats? How is that possible after all the recession fears, after the stock market's been doing all of this, after all the tariffs that Americans are against, and Republicans still hold an 8-point lead on the economy? Are you kidding me?
This is new CNN polling.
Yes.
How is that, when we look for trends, how is that trending with other data that you're pulling in?
Yeah, if it was just this one CNN poll, that would be one thing. But take a look at Reuters Ipsos. What do we see here? Party with a better economic plan. Well, in May of 2024, just before Donald Trump was reelected president, Republicans had a 9-point advantage. Look at where we are now in May of 2025. The advantage actually went up by 3 points. Now Republicans have a 12-point advantage.
I just love him.
He's so animated. Frank Luntz is going to get pissed off about how animated he is.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I love it though. I mean, it's
too.
so he makes super dry data interesting and fun to listen
Statistics.
to.
Yeah. Everybody hates stats until somebody's animated about it. Yeah.
This apparently, as you were telling me, is from your state in Texas. There is this was a viral video that was going around of a woman trying to impress Representative Leach by name dropping her grandfather's credentials, and it did not go well for her. Here is the viral video.
Gentlemen, yield for questions.
Yes, I will.
Gentlemen, yield for questions.
Representative Leach, are you aware that my grandfather was an assistant attorney general for the state of Texas?
No. Congratulations.
Are you aware that he represented Texas in front of the United States Supreme Court 9 times?
No. Are you aware that my dad worked for Oscar Mayer for 25 years and drove the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile?
That was awesome. That was fantastic. That chick who thinks her granddaddy's better than yours, her name is Erin Weiner, and she is a Democratic member of the Texas House of Representatives for District 45. She's serving her 3rd term. Did you see what she was wearing?
No, what was it?
This is Democrats. She took like the John Fetterman handbook and said, you think that you're dressed for crap? Look at what I'm going to wear on the House floor. She's wearing like an old nasty sweatshirt. Like, what is she wearing?
Let me see.
Look at
Oh yeah.
She's a representative. She's a freaking representative wearing like a tie-dye gray sweatshirt. Get it together, lady. Like, this is who's representing Texas. Can we not do better, Texas? What is it in Texas where we have all these Yahoo weirdos representing Texans? Texas has got to do better. We got to do better.
You got some stuff going on there.
We do. We do. She's got a Master of Fine Arts and Creative Writing. And she's a 3-time Jeopardy champion. So that
but did you know about her grandfather?
Did you know?
It's supposed to matter somehow.
We've got to do better in Texas, you guys.
We got to do better everywhere. As Charlie Kirk proves time and time again on his campus visits when he engages with just random students who come up to the microphone who are so stupid.
God, they're so dumb.
So here's a great little clip from Charlie Kirk.
Let's say there's a black kid right now. Would you rather have that black kid have a role model be Kendrick Lamar or Clarence Thomas?
Kendrick, obviously.
Not the black American on the United States Supreme Court.
No, he's trying to ban interracial marriage. He's trying to like do all.
Wow, no, he's in an interracial marriage.
I think I'd sent that clip to my daughter like about a month ago, and I was like, Kendrick, like, what is up with this Kendrick Lamar?
Oh my
like,
God.
why would you not? Why are people so dumb? Oh, it's got to be
Clarence Thomas is trying to ban interracial marriage.
This is what kids learn.
I can't.
And where did she hear that? Where? Clarence Thomas.
Probably at a Kendrick Lamar concert.
Probably exactly at a Kendrick Lamar concert.
Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So before we get to my pillow talks, this actually would almost qualify as one. And it is a pro-life story that may make you tear up a little bit. I'm just going to warn you. It is amazing. So get some tissues because here it is.
I was biracial in a white home in the South in the 80s. I was weird and different because my skin color was different. Even though I had this loving family, I always felt like I didn't belong. I wasn't wanted. Why did my mom want me? So at 27, I found out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was different.
I don't know
Even
why
though
that
I had this loving family, I always felt like I didn't belong. I wasn't wanted. Why did my mom want me? So at 27, I found out that she was actually raped by 5 men. She was gang raped at the age of 18. She was mentally challenged, only functioned as an 11-year-old. She was in a mental facility. She was being pressured every day to abort me. So what I found out that I was wanted, I was loved. She fought for me. Even on only 11-year-old mental capacity, I was worth it. She carried me homeless, to the end of the pregnancy, 9 months pregnant, living in a cardboard box. And God intervened, and all these people God brought into her life. I wouldn't be here, but she did love me, and she did give life to me. She named me Steventon. I'm the only Steventon in the world, Even with only 11-year-old mental capacity, she knew her baby had worth and she had value. God has a purpose and a plan. He's in the business of taking things that were meant for evil and turning it for good.
Why do you have to do that, Mom? Why do you have to do that? Honestly, it's only Tuesday. Why do you have to do that?
He's a good boy.
That is just the sweetest thing. Why do you have to do that to me on Tuesday? God.
Isn't that the sweetest?
That's the sweetest thing. Yes.
I know. I just loved it. Loved it so much. And then this next video that is like the first video in our My Pillow Talk segment is not really a typical My Pillow Talk. But I saw this and I wanted to ask you specifically about whether or not this would be of interest to you because you are the most organizing, happy person I know. Like you and my sister both. You both like to organize.
Yeah.
And
if I didn't do this job, I would want to be a professional organizer.
Yeah. And that
Right.
is relaxing. I mean, that's a soothing, like a self-soothing thing that you do. So I need to know if this would be something that you would find appealing or if it would make you crazy. Because to me, it looks like the most annoying thing to do ever. But I need to know what your reaction to this is. This woman is showing a product that she claims soothes anxiety. To me, it would just make me anxious. And so I want to get your take on this. Here it is.
Okay.
You're kidding. Look at this. It's an official anxiety bookshelf. I'm sure y'all have seen the scam ones. Don't get tricked. It's got a little latch. The woodworking is just stunning. And look how many books. I'm going to sit here and organize them for hours. Look at the books that they have. There are classics. There are popular
Oh my God, I
book
would
books.
love
Look,
this.
Look at all the popular books.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Tomorrow. I'm going to organize the bookshelf and then show you in a second. It's going to take me a minute. So just wait. Just hold on. Look at all the books.
Look at that.
All right, the project
I do it by color.
I actually do not have words for how therapeutic and satisfying that was. You want to reorganize?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Thank you so much, Anxiety Bookshelf, for sending. Y'all need to go get your hands on these. Run to their website right now.
I'd do it by color. Like that'd be the first thing that I would do. Oh my God.
You would want to spend time on that?
If I had time to spend on, first I would want to make sure I organized all of my closets first. I'd have to clean those out. And then like on a day where instead of doing like a puzzle, yeah, I would do that. Like,
oh my God, that stresses me out to no end.
Oh my
like
God.
That pile of, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it.
I love it. I think that is absolutely brilliant. I just love it. Like, I think to myself, you know, we have 2 weeks off at the end of the year. And I think that actually looks so fun to do at the end of the year.
Oh my God. It's so funny to look at our audience. There's so many different, like some people are stressed out. Some people are like, this gives me anxiety just watching it.
No.
It's so funny how people see it. And the fact that it's called like an anxiety reduction type of toy or whatever.
For some people, it gives them anxiety. Like
it gives me all the anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It soothes like to do it would soothe my anxiety.
Isn't
like
that crazy?
Yeah. Cause Mock and I are very different. Like when, you know, we have time off, she's like, what do you do? I'll ask her what she's doing. She's like, I'm laying on my butt and I'm doing nothing. She's like, what? She's like, what are you doing? Rolling her eyes. And I'm like, I'm cleaning out every closet. And she's like, you just did that. And I'm like, I'm doing it again, you know?
Oh my God.
I have to organize everything. Is what I do.
Hate it. And I do like puzzles. I see a lot of people comparing that to like a jigsaw puzzle, which I very much enjoy.
I don't see it like a puzzle. I'm not a puzzle. I'm not even that big of a puzzle person. I'll do them with my daughter because she loves them. But to me, organizing is totally different than a puzzle.
Oh my God.
It's just
and it's so funny that you would do it by color. If I were forced to play with that toy, I would do it by last name of the author.
How's your closet organized? My closet is organized by color, and like shirts are in one section, tank tops are another. Everything is color coordinated.
My closet is utterly unorganized. I just throw stuff.
You just throw shit in there. That's her. I need to go. I should have done that. I should have taken an afternoon at your house and just completely organized your closet. It would have made me deliriously happy. I should have done that. I'm coming back. I'm doing it. The next time
you're welcome to it. You're welcome to do it. Super interesting. I knew that would be an interesting conversation because we would be so different about it.
So different.
Also, I know you've seen this video because I saw that you liked it, but there is a guy, I don't know, I guess he's a popular influencer on the gram or TikTok or wherever, who has like the deepest of voices. And there is a guy with a huge accent who is very jealous of that deep voice. I prefer the guy with the accent, you guys. Your mileage may vary. Check this out.
Deep voice guy. Oh my God.
I just wanted to say good morning. I hope you have an amazing day.
Okay.
Could you possibly leave some poontang for the rest of us, Christopher? Every woman within earshot's knees are buckling after hearing your leg-opening lungs. This guy's out here just fixing broken wombs. Like, how many post-menopausal ovaries have you accidentally reignited?
That'd be me.
Do you do karaoke? Because I'll bet if you do, the minute you get on that mic, that bar turns into a maternity ward immediately. You don't even need to try. You could just whisper in a woman's ear, "What's happening, baby?" Next thing you know, her pufferfish is blowing bubbles like smoke rings. You know? Sorry. Your voice is practically vocal porn for women. You could defuse a hostage situation by reading a bedtime story.
It's true.
If you read a bedtime story on TV, even all the dads would be like, "Oh well, guess I'm gay now." I'm straight, but even after hearing you speak, my bum is aggressively whispering, "Feed me, daddy. Feed me," whatever that is.
His voice was pretty delicious, wasn't it?
Oh my God. I mean, the first guy or the guy with the accent?
The first guy. I went back and listened to it like 3 more times just to be sure I liked it. Just to be 100% sure.
Oh my God. I love both of them. Like the guy with the deep voice, obviously.
The funny guy was funny too.
Accent voice is awesome. Yeah. I love that. Loved it. Next, have you ever heard that whole, what do they call it? Is it an adage? Is it a, I don't know what it is. No, it's definitely adage. Don't ever say it like that again.
Adage.
Do not ever do that.
I'm doing it. Adage.
No.
Tomato,
That's not how you
tomato.
say it. But what is it when there's like a saying, right? Where, and the saying specifically is, when you point at me, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. What is that called? What is that?
Just an old saying.
Is it just an old saying? Is that what it is?
Yeah, is it an old saying? It's just kind of a stupid old saying.
It is, right? And it makes me mad to even hear it.
Right.
But that's why I loved.
Okay.
That's why I loved this person's response. To
Okay.
You point one finger, you got 3 pointing back at you. So check yourself before.
I'm totally doing that from now on. I'm doing this.
I love
from
that
now
she's
on.
like,
I'm doing that.
loved her. Also, if you have a dog, if you've ever had a dog, what is the thing that they do how do they find their poop spot?
My dogs have different poop spots because we've got.
But how do they decide on them?
I don't know. I just know that Theo goes way far out. He doesn't want anybody to see him poop. Coda likes to go as close as possible. He wants everybody to see him poop. He's very poop proud.
That's interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Maisie goes where we tell her to go, which is like into the pine straw area. And then she kicks a few times to pretend that she's covering it, which she's not,
really
obviously.
covering it.
But the finding of the spot has now been enacted by this guy, and it's fantastic.
Right here, the terrible spot. All right, this is a great spot. No, it's right here. This is it. Psych.
It is kind of true. Like, how do they determine? I don't know how.
The threat count on this is minimal. I decided I don't need to go. I can explain.
I don't think that's ever happened to you, has it? Because your dogs are professional dogs, and they have been. They've
been really good.
They've never pooped on your bed.
Mm-mm.
We've had that happen. Our dogs are criminals, you guys. Come to my house. Everything happens here.
And then lastly, because it's sweet and precious and adorable to look at, here is a mama dog with her baby fawn.
Oh my gosh. Is there a cat in front of them? What's in front of them?
I think there might be a cat. I don't know. The cat's unimportant.
Of course there's a cat. There is a cat. And the cat's like,
the cat is unimportant in this scenario.
Oh
what
my
is important is this. This
so
preciousness.
Sweet.
This cuddling and this grooming and the kisses.
So sweet. That dog is like, I'm your mother now. I'm your mother.
I can't deal. It's so
It is very, very sweet.
Ugh.
Isn't
it the best thing you've ever
You need a
seen?
deer in the house. Bring a deer in the house. See what Ron does.
If I would absolutely bring a deer into the house.
Ron would
no
absolutely
hesitation.
He would lose his mind.
And the dog's like, I'll kiss you back, man. I'll give you kisses right back.
Such a sweetie.
I can't. Anyway, isn't that the cutest thing ever?
It's very, very cute.
We do have some thank yous from our ball pit crew from yesterday, and 2 of them are rather inappropriate, so I probably won't read them out loud. But the first one from 7 Legion Studios says, Greta's heading to Gaza. Well, I hope she's made peace with God. Probably hasn't, but fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And then number 1, Indiana Dad, was making some comments about Glenn Greenwald, which if you are watching, you can see on the screen. I am not going to read them out loud.
There you
but
go.
Thank you very much to number 1, Indiana Dad. And then over on Locals, Osuki says, let me understand this. Instead of rounding up and deporting illegals or putting them in Gitmo, the Democrats, Jamie Raskin's reaction is to demand gun control. You do have that right.
That's right.
Osuki also said it appears background checks actually work since he was unable to purchase a gun because of a background check. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
Now you.
Ed Ferguson, in the history of women, has calm down ever worked? I have 4 sisters and have never seen it work. Take my money, jerks. It's never
It does
worked.
not work.
Never worked, Ed. Aaron Krieger. I'm sorry, I suck at your name, Aaron. Pride Month means it's time for me to go back into the closet. It's so embarrassing. Take my gay money. Aaron, why are you gay? We love you, Aaron. Wendy, bro looks like an ad in a 70s Sears catalog. Who is that?
Who was
bro?
that? Who's bro at 9 o'clock?
Wendy?
I
Who is
don't know
bro?
who we were talking about.
Is
You
it
have
Eric?
to be more specific.
Is it Eric Swalwell or is it Anthony?
Oh,
Weiner,
maybe.
Or is it Jamie Raskin? They all look like they're Sears guys. All of them.
So many possibilities.
Right. Gayla. Angry Target woman looks like Peter Pettigrew from Harry Potter. If you know, you know. I'm not a Harry Potter person, but she just looks like a miserable bitch.
Yeah, for real.
Jean Winnick, thank you so much for that super sticker. Sandy Dunning, thank you so much for that super sticker. Jean Winnick, after reading the Glenn Greenwald tape is over a year old, I'm wondering if it came out because of the compliments Tucker gave him. The timing, I don't know. I have no idea on the timing. No clue. Rebecca Carter, someone gave me 2,000 paperbacks and I organized them by genre and author. Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
By genre first and then author, or by author first and then, well, no, I guess
genre
authors typically
first.
stick to a genre.
And then author. I would do it by color.
That gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
I love it. All of it sounds amazing. Team Media and Publishing. Samantha here, working on organizing the storage area crawl space under my house. Come on down to Southwest Colorado, Daisy. For now, just take my money. I would love it. That would be so much fun.
Oh my
we could tackle it together. Is it Inger J. Denny? Is that right?
Inger J. Denny.
Mock,
Looks
what
right.
is what is the countdown for your surgery? 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday. You guys, I'm getting so nervous.
2 weeks from yesterday, and then she's off that whole week, and I'm doing the show with Chad that week. So yeah, she's off for a week.
And then the following week when I'm back, I don't even know what kind of shape I'm going to be in. No idea.
That following week. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But yeah, that's it. And then Jose Rodriguez said, morning from Texas. Hey, Mock, calm the F up. Now take my wad.
Calm up.
Calm up
is an interesting one.
Not down.
I don't even know how to.
We don't know what to do with that. We don't know what to do with that. We're bringing it in, you guys. We're bringing it in. You don't have anything, like we have nothing else today, right? I'm not supposed to remind you of anything. That's it. No.
Remind the audience, you mean, or me?
No, you. We don't have anything else. No.
Well, we're actually going to be talking to Michelle Tafoya, and then that will be released, I believe, on the weekend.
Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. But that, we're
going to talk to her about sports.
Yeah. WNBA and women's sports, to be specific. We'll be talking to her about that. So yeah, we'll remind you about that later on in the week. But in the meantime, you guys have a wonderful day and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.